Hello my lovely internet strangers and welcome to my YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing Nadja from What We Do in the Shadows. I already did call in a previous video, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I'll be doing the guide next, and somebody said that I should do baby call in, and honestly that I'm not going to do it, but that would be so funny. Halloween is over and I'm really bummed about it because I didn't really watch many horror movies. I never really watch movies, to be honest. I'm not a huge TV person. I prefer to play video games. Video games for me are like TV, but with more control, because I hate when I'm watching like a horror movie and there's like the car right there, or they can run into the basement and then they run into the basement. Pisses me off. I gotta turn the TV off. I can't do it. The car was right there. Common sense would have said, hey, get in the car and drive off. But no, not in horror movies. I'm not like a huge fan of horror movies. They're all right. When I was a kid, we used to watch them a lot. We'd go to Blockbuster and we would pick out a couple movies. I remember the first time that I saw Scream, oh my gosh, I was probably like 3 or 4. We barely got into it, like the opening scene with the guy hanging from his guts or whatever. And then my mom's husband, my stepdad at the time, he like grabbed me and was like, ah! And I was so scared. I peed myself all over him. I was crying. My mom came home. She was so mad. He wasn't allowed to show me horror movies, but he continued and he showed me one called like The Tooth Fairy or something. And that one messed with me as a child. That one messed with me so hard. I was so scared to go anywhere that there wasn't light. He showed this to me when I was probably in like kindergarten or preschool. It was when you had to be walked to the bathroom by like a teacher's aide. Well, one day shortly after watching this, I had to use the bathroom. So the teacher's aide walked me to the restroom. They only took you to the entrance. They didn't walk in with you. I was wearing tights and a little dress and I was really struggling to get my tights off. I just couldn't get them off. The lights started flickering on and off and then they completely went off. I started screaming Bloody Mary. I ended up once again just pissing myself. And then I tried to curl up behind the toilet. I was convinced that the Tooth Fairy was coming for me and that she was going to kill me. Like, that was it. The teacher's aide ended up coming in and she ended up carrying me out. I was traumatized. I had to wear lost and found clothes because they tried to call my parents, but of course they didn't pick up. My parents were the type of people who genuinely believe that school is free babysitting. That the second they drop you off, you are no longer their problem and they don't have to answer any calls from the school. I never really had good reactions to horror movies when I was a little child, so I never really understood why he continued to show them to me. In first grade, he showed me arachnophobia. I believe that's what it's called, the one with the giant spiders. I had intense arachnophobia, like I would leave the entire house, I would scream. So I don't know why he thought like showing this to Hannah was gonna be a great idea. At the very end of the movie, while me and my siblings were curled up on our grandparents' floor, he decided to go into his room, put a blanket over himself, and crawl out pretending to be a giant spider. What do you think I did? That's right, I pissed my pants again. This movie terrified me the most out of all the movies that he showed me. I ended up, anytime I would close my eyes, you know how there's like the black with a little bit of like colorful like patterns or whatever? I couldn't close my eyes without those patterns turning into spiders, so I was unable to sleep and I would just scream, cry all night. They definitely regretted showing me that movie because my stepdad would have to come in every single night and basically hold me and shake me until I would fall asleep because I was so terrified of all these spiders coming for me. As an adult, I definitely appreciate the artwork and the creativity it takes to create horror movies. They don't scare me like they did when I was a kid. I think the worst part about watching horror movies is the people who sit next to you and tell you how not scary it is. Like, just shut the fuck up and watch it, okay? Like, of course you're not scared. You watch freaking gore videos for fun. I did really want to see the Saw movie. I'll just end up renting it or something. I just completely forgot about it. I spaced it. I forgot it was even in theaters. It might still be. I have no idea. If you've watched it, let me know how it is in the comments. Here is my final Nadja look. I hope that you guys like it. If you don't, just try shutting the fuck up, okay? Positivity is what we're doing this week.